What's going on, everybody, man? It's a good Thursday morning, last day of April 30th, 8:23 a.m. at the start of this live stream, man. Do we have some stuff to go over? Mauricio Pochettino, bro, speaks out. Now, it's been a couple years since he's been at the club, but we are going to expect some sort of stuff from Enzo Maresca at some point, maybe in the next few years, about what really happened behind the scenes, right, at this football club. Mauricio Pochettino, a guy that when he was here, yes, he's a former Spurs manager. In my opinion, he would have went back to Spurs if they were set to stay up in the Premier League, but they have De Zerbi now. But is he going to end up staying at Spurs? Spurs have a huge game at the weekend. A huge game at the weekend. A game against Aston Villa. I believe it's Aston Villa away, where if they lose that game, they are all but certain to go down. I don't think it really matters what happens for the rest of the season. Spurs still have to come to the bridge after the FA Cup final. And at this point, Tottenham Hotspur are just in the mud. I saw some Spurs content creators over the past few days questioning whether or not they should continue to make content for their channel if they go down to the championship. I'm just going to say this. I think you should continue to make content because, yeah, the championship doesn't have as much exposure. But at the end of the day, you should still make content. I mean, you guys could come straight back up and be in the Premier League. In my opinion, Spurs aren't coming back up right away, but you should absolutely continue to make content, bro, because your channel's blowing up. And that's maybe it's because Tottenham are in the relegation zone, but the way that you do content, the way that you express yourself about Tottenham, bro, you should continue to make content. And this is coming from a Chelsea fan, bro. And you know, I hate Tottenham, but I do enjoy your content. You do bring a good perspective from the outside for the outsiders that aren't Spurs fans. You do a great job of explaining what's going on at the club. So you should continue to make content. And if you want to know who I'm talking about, Henry Talks Tottenham, continue to make content, bro, because your content is great. I don't like Spurs, but your content is great. Continue doing what you're doing because you're blowing up. You're getting that traction. And if you stop now, yeah, the views may slow down because you're in the championship, but Spurs in the championship may draw in a lot of eyes, including myself, right? So continue to make content, bro. But we're not here to talk about Tottenham. This is not a Tottenham Hotspur channel, thank the Lord, right? But Mauricio Pochettino spoke about his time at Chelsea and talks about the owners, the directors, and what the issues were at the club, right? So if we go ahead and come over to the beautiful social media site that is Instagram, right? The beautiful site that is Instagram, right? So we're gonna go ahead and pull over here. Let me see if I have it up because actually, let me go ahead and switch the overlay real quick here because I don't want to. I want to have it to where. Let me go ahead and do this. Yeah, we'll go with this one here. This is probably my favorite layout so far. All right. I'll go ahead and reply to this message from my beautiful lady real quick. Nice. Okay, we're going to pin this. Yeah, me and my girlfriend have a great announcement coming very soon, and I'll be able to share that with you guys soon once we are able to get a few more things confirmed here. But Mauricio Pochettino explains what happened at Chelsea, bro. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm looking for when it comes not just to content, but when it comes to understanding why his time at the club ended like the way it did, right? So Pochettino explains what happens at Chelsea. They have a plan, but it's completely different from the Chelsea of the past. It's not easy. There are many people making decisions. Football is not an ordinary business. They need to explain the plan. What I understood of the plan didn't happen. In the past, Chelsea is about winning the Champions League, having experienced players, getting the best ones you can sign. But now it's a completely different project. Now I'm in a big insinuates he can't talk about it. He has a NDA, bro. He has an NDA. He can't say everything he wants to say, but he's giving out good information here anyway. right? So we got this quote here. Same thing I just read. When we arrived, the team was in 12th place, bro. Chelsea's worst ever finish in the Premier League. And like to be honest, it could get worse in the league if we continue to drop points in the league. No European football, things needed to be put in place. Things had to be prioritized. I was disappointed with the internal things, which was a normal process in other clubs. We had to create something solid for the future, add quality, but not as quick as the people wanted to go. We finished sixth, winning 5 of the last 6 games. Yeah, we went on that crazy run at the end of the 23-24 season where we snatched 6, and we could have, in if a couple more results went our way, we could have snatched a Champions League spot. Like that's how I think we were 5 points off fourth at that point, and we finished. I think we finished 5 points behind fifth, and like 6 points behind fourth, because Spurs finished fifth that season. We finished sixth, winning 5 or 6 games. Final of the Carabao Cup, semi-final of the FA Cup. We deserved to go through in both games, but because of experience and different things, we didn't win. We were on a very good trajectory. Our vision wasn't aligned, so we said it's better to split. To be fair, I supported all the business when I arrived. When we signed, all the business was done. I was only involved in Disasi because Fofana was injured in preseason and Cole Palmer. The coaching staff needs to be involved in this because if not, it's not easy. Man City works because Pep is involved in everything. The coach cannot be in the corner and only coaches in the team. So this is what I'm saying here. This part right here. Man City works because Pep is involved in everything. A lot of people say this. I've been saying this, that the manager needs to be involved in which players come in and out of the club. This is why teams like Man City are consistently great. This is why teams like Bayern Munich are consistently great. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, even Arsenal, right? Mikel Arteta, a guy that's only won one trophy in his entire career, has say in what players come in and out. Now, he's on track to probably win the Champions League or win the Premier League. Do I think he's going to win the Champions League? No. And I'll get to the Arsenal game in a little bit because there's a lot of Arsenal fans who are crying about the Eze challenge in the box yesterday. Eze should have got a yellow card, bro. I'm going to get to that point in a little bit. The coach cannot be in the corner and only coaches the team. The ownership, the new football, the new coaches, new sporting directors, and he smiles with that because he knows the sporting directors are just a bunch of clowns, bro. Knew everything. Some things we measure things with data or technology. The equation that the player here will work in that environment and circumstance. You will be the richest person in the world, but you need to smell these things. It's not just data. Shooting many times or running, there are things you cannot measure with science or numbers. I mean, a lot of people didn't like Pochettino at the club because they felt like he was holding them back. I'm gonna be real, bro. He can't really say what he really wants to say, but that's because he has a NDA, right? Like that's the only reason. It's not because if he really wanted to and there wasn't anything signed saying he can't say certain things, you would have heard him say something more and more and more about what's really going on. This man right here, I feel like in a few years is going to be spilling all the tea about what's going on. And yeah, I said spill the tea because I watch reality TV with my girl, bro. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I fuck with it, honestly. Right? And then one thing before I get to my full reaction to this, at least 2 Chelsea strikers is set to be sold this summer. In my opinion, Liam Delap and Mark Gue are going to be the 2 strikers sold this summer, and Chelsea needs 3 strikers in this setup, bro. Omega has already been set to come. Nico Jackson, in my opinion, needs to come, and you do not sell this man because it's clear that we needed somebody like Nicholas Jackson, his profile in this squad this season, because João Pedro can't do it all. João Pedro right now may be the player of the season. Enzo Fernandez may have something to say about that, but Liam Delap and Mark Gue, in my opinion, will be gone in the summer, and you need to sell them. There's no reason to keep Mark Gue because he's not getting enough playing time as it is. He's the third striker in this team, and he's not seeing really any game time, right? He's gotten more haircuts this season than he's had playing time this season, bro. It's crazy. It's actually crazy, right? But again, man, I mean, Pochettino speaking out and saying this stuff, bro. This is the exact thing that I'm talking about here, man. Like, this is what I'm talking about. We all knew that he wasn't the real issue at the club. We knew Enzo Maresca wasn't the real issue at the club. The owners and the sporting directors, primarily the owners, are the real issues at this club right now. And I keep on saying this. I keep on. Let me read this comment. Sorry if I'm bugging you, but yeah, I whipped up some 6R for streamers. Want to peep it? I'll take a look at it in a little bit, bro. I'm kind of trying to do this right now, but I do appreciate you chiming in on that. I'll definitely keep your message right there for me. I appreciate it, man. But it's like I said, man, Pochettino, even if he would have stayed on for the following season, I don't think he was that bad of a manager. We had such a young squad in 23-24. We found form because he finally took the shackles off the team and he spoke out about what's going on. And the fact that he's able to come out now a few seasons later with the World Cup coming up, and he may not be the national team head coach at that point after the World Cup, because I think he's going to leave because the U.S. national team, bro, needs, in my opinion, man, it needs an entire reset. Like, my prediction for the U.S. national team is that they're going to get to the round of 16 and get absolutely blitzed by whoever they play in the round of 16. But Pochettino speaking out, it confirms everything that the fans are saying. BlueCo has to leave, bro. BlueCo has to leave. And then you bring in a guy like this that is just asking for a couple positions in the squad to make the team better. You can't do that. They're so data-driven. They're so young player driven, and Chelsea has turned into a player trading factory. We're not Borussia Dortmund. We're not Brighton, even though we're trying to be Brighton, which is crazy to me. This club should be having the highest ambitions possible. This is why we're fans of the club. I've been a fan of this club for over 20 years, bro. And all I've seen this team is win consistently being the Champions League, consistently win trophies. And that's what he says here, right? Like, this is what he says. Like, what I understood in the past, Chelsea is about winning the Champions League and having experienced players, getting the best ones you can sign. But now it's a completely different project. Now I'm in a big, and he can't say anything because if he continues to talk about that, he's going to get probably sued for breaking the NDA, right? So Pochettino speaking out is fantastic. It confirms more evidence of this ownership being inept, being fucking retarded, if I'm being real with you. And enough is enough. Now, will this lead into this man right here getting the job? Now, I can read this part here because I've been saying that Xabi Alonso is a favorite, but it is important to stress this, that when I say that he's the favorite, I'm going off of who I think should be the favorite for this position. I'm not confirming anything. I'm saying this is who I prefer. I said Cesc Fabregas last week. As of right now, Chelsea have made contact over a potential move for Xabi Alonso. Now, is this PR? You know, Eunice says it best. Who has the carrot, bro? Who has the fucking carrot? An early indication suggests that he is interested in the project being presented by the club. Sources indicate that the appeal lies in Chelsea's long-term vision, a young, high-potential squad, significant investment backing. This part here. Significant investment backing. Or sell to buy. So what money, right? And the opportunity to build a defined identity from the ground up. This ownership has been on record saying they want a Xabi Alonso style project. Go hire the man that you named the project after. Now, if we peep through the comments, people are saying, please, Chelsea, don't mess with my heart like this, admin. I'm surprised that he's interested in the project. Propaganda, Iraola to Chelsea, who Adoni Iraola is rivaling Michael Carrick to be the manager of Manchester United. If we actually pull over here for that, so a lot of Chelsea fans don't want this man. I think we're okay with this now, right? Andoni Iraola has emerged as the strongest candidate to rival Michael Carrick for the Man United job. Iraola, along with Marco Silva and Xabi Alonso, is also among the managers Chelsea are making checks on. I'm going to say this. I think Man United would be making a mistake if they went after Iraola. Like, why change what's working for you? Like, why change what's working for you guys? Me personally, I would go after, if I'm Man United, I'd keep Michael Carrick because you guys are going to be in the Champions League, and go get the players who are going to make your squad better. Now, at the detriment of Chelsea, it's going to be bad because Man United are going to get better next season. There's a rumor going around about Bruno Fernandes, how he has a 65 million release clause, which is insane. 65 million for Bruno Fernandes? You're going to probably need to pay over that to get him out of Man United, but he's not leaving Manchester United, bro. Bruno Fernandes right now is the player of the season in the Premier League, and you guys can go argue with a fucking wall if you want to over that, because he is absolutely the player of the season. He is playing exceptional, man. And, may go down as one of the greatest Man United players of all time if he can figure out a way to win them trophies next season, bro. Because the consistency that he's shown when he's been there. My only issue with him is that he complains too much to the fucking referees, but his quality on the ball, his risk taking, his passing, his physicality in midfield, his shooting ability, his vision, it's world class, bro. It's absolutely insane to see. But again, Mauricio Pochettino, is he right to come out and say stuff like this? I believe he is, because I believe he did get shafted. I believe that the owners are pussies, bro. I believe these owners don't like the negative PR. They don't like when the managers speak out against what they're trying to do. But these owners are billionaires, right? How can you be billionaires and lose this much money? You got investors having cold feet, bro, because they don't want to sit here and put any more money. But then you have 30 billion in assets, and you're going over, and I believe it's Feliciano and his wife is over here trying to purchase the San Diego Padres for $4 billion, bro. Let me give you guys a little backdrop about the San Diego Padres, right? The San Diego Padres are a moribund franchise, a franchise that has never won a world championship and has only been to the World Series, I believe, 2 times. One or 2 times in their entire history of existence. As of recently, they're actually decent. But you're spending $4 billion on a baseball franchise when this club needs players up the ass right now, when this team needs a major reset on the recruitment. But instead, we're spending $45 million on 18-year-old kids, bro. Like, this is the kind of shit that we're talking about here. Like, the money is going to other places that it doesn't need to really go to. This club is in the mud right now because of the financial decisions that this ownership is making. This is why it's BlueCo out. It's going to continue to be BlueCo out. It doesn't matter who the manager you guys bring in. BlueCo has to get the fuck out of the club. It doesn't matter if Chelsea win the FA Cup. It doesn't matter if they find a way to get into Europe next season. The message still has to be pushed, and anybody watching, anybody that knows the message, continue to push the message. Even if you're not a Chelsea fan watching, you don't want to see your club get ran into the ground like this. If this was Arsenal, if this was Liverpool, if this was Man United, who were dealing with the Glazers for the longest time, you don't want to see your club get ran into the ground like this. No football club deserves to be ran into the ground like this at all. At all. So, Mauricio Pochettino, bro, thank you for speaking out. It just confirms more stuff for me. It makes me feel better about my position, even on Enzo Maresca, bro. And I'm one of the biggest Enzo Maresca defenders in the fan base. I can promise you that, because I believed in what he was doing. I believed in the identity that he was trying to create at this club. And the players were playing for him. The players believed in him. And the players wanted to win for him. because they saw the dedication he put into the squad. There's a picture of him before the PSG game where he's sitting on the bench with his head up like this, cooking up a master plan to absolutely get at PSG. And to this day, Enzo Maresca's Chelsea is the only team to really give this PSG team a real issue. I don't care about the 5-4 win that they had. Bayern Munich scores 4 goals. Luis Enrique himself came out and said Enzo Maresca's Chelsea is the most difficult team I've ever had to come up against at PSG. Now, his Barcelona team, in my opinion, would absolutely destroy this PSG team. That's just my opinion. But Mauricio Pochettino, thank you for speaking out, bro. This is the kind of stuff, and hopefully at the World Cup, I'm being optimistic here. Hopefully at the World Cup, man, you can make a serious run, at least trying to get to the quarterfinals. It'll make me happy. The U.S. is not winning the World Cup. I'm not going to say that. Come on, bro. Like, the United States is not winning the World Cup, but I want to see some type of determination and fight to get to the quarterfinals. Is that gonna really happen? Probably not. But it's wishful thinking. It's optimism that I think that if he actually coaches his ass off and the U.S. players actually play well, you never really know, right? So other thing I want to touch on, I did a video yesterday on Mykhailo Mudryk, right? And go ahead and check that out if you guys haven't. It's a really good video. Mykhailo Mudryk, the FA has banned the winger for 4 years for an anti-doping offense. The maximum punishment, Mudryk went to CAS, filing documents on February 25th, 2026. It's April 30th, bro. Right? CAS confirmed the Ukrainian is now appealing against the imposed period of ineligibility. Give me a second, guys. Imposed period of ineligibility for 4 years, adding that the parties are currently exchanging written submissions and hearing is yet to be scheduled. Chelsea have declined to comment. I wonder why they've declined to comment. Right? I'm going to say this, man. I mean, it's not looking good for bro, because if you're getting that ban for 4 years, I mean, it's very rare that, and this happens in other sports, if you're caught doping or whatever, you usually have to do 2 samples. There's an A sample and a B sample. It's very, very rare that the B sample doesn't match the A sample, right? But if he truly had no idea that that was being ingested into his body, if Paul Pogba gets an 18-month ban for a similar charge, why can't Mudryk get the same thing? Right? Like, why can't Mykhailo Mudryk get the same punishment? Like, I want to know from the people watching in the comments or whatever, like, do you think his sentence should be reduced? Because I feel like he hasn't played since 2024, late 2024. At this point of recording, we're going on almost 18 months of not seeing him at all. Does all this time away from the game count towards his sentence? Because if it does, and say he gets a 2-year ban, do those 18 months get added into those? Is that his time served already? If he wins this appeal and the sentence, say, is reduced to 2 years, hopefully these 18 months count as time served. Because I do believe if he comes back, he can find himself back in this first team squad, because he's better than what we have, bro. He's absolutely better than what we have. Garnacho ain't it. And Gittins, unfortunately, is injured. I do want to see another season out of Gittins. I do want to give him another chance. Garnacho, I'm done with. I think the entire fan base is done. We've seen enough. When you haven't scored a league goal, bro, since October, and even then, the goal you scored was, but what, like 5 yards out? You haven't really proved much, bro. And it confirms what Manchester United fans were saying about Garnacho for the longest time. He's shit. His greatest moment is that bicycle kick against Everton, and that's what ruined in my opinion, ruined his career. Winning that award for the best goal of, I think it was 2023 or 2024 or whatever. Like, that's on him. Your ego has gone the fucking best to you, bro. But honestly, man, I really, really hope that he can get come back into the squad because I still believe in this brother, bro. Like the moments he was getting better when he was before he got the ban, he was getting better. He was starting to really understand the game and understand that if he can control his pace and just get more technical on the ball, he was going to be a problem down that left wing, bro. He was going to be a problem. And if he wasn't banned and he was playing, I guarantee he would be a lot better. He would just be a much more complete footballer, bro. He really would be. But hopefully the 18 months that he's been out, he can actually have that time served and he'll be back next season. But we have to wait for Cass to go over everything, hear the appeals. But if Paul Pogba can get an 18-month ban and come back, Mikhailo Mudryk should be able to get the same thing. That's just how I see it. That's just how I see that, man. Let's go ahead and talk about Nico Jackson here for a second, right? Chelsea do not believe Nico Jackson value has diminished from his Bayern experience. Sources say that they still see him as a player worth up to 60 million. I don't know what they're smoking. Like, what are you guys smoking, bro? Like, pass that shit over here. Like, 60 million for Nico Jackson? No one's coming near that price, bro. This is what I'm saying. You might as well bring him back. And if you plan on selling him, let him up his value. But even then, I wouldn't sell him. Why? Because what has Liam Delap done this season? Mark Guiu's not seeing any game time. João Pedro needs help up top. I've been saying this. Nico Jackson and João Pedro, if they were in the same squad this season, you could make a front two with them. And Chelsea would be a lot more vicious on the counterattack, a lot more vicious in the attack. Why? Because Nico Jackson has the hold-up ability and the ability to drive by fullbacks and center halves and link up play with who else? Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer was a lot better of a player and a lot more consistent when Nico Jackson was on the pitch. I encourage people watching to go look. Actually, I'll look this up myself, man, because this is the kind of stuff here that I feel like people really need to understand. So we pull over here, right? Since joining Chelsea, Cole Palmer and Nico Jackson established themselves as one of the Premier League's most productive duos, combining for over 84 goals and assists together. As of mid-October 2024, they led the league with 70 combined goals and assists since the start of the 23-24 season. That's not by accident. These two played off each other so well that it's no surprise that Cole Palmer's form has dropped off. He doesn't have his boy there. One of Cole Palmer's greatest goals in a Chelsea shirt was the goal against Everton, where he does link up with Nico Jackson. He nutmegs, I believe it was Jared Braithwaite, nutmegs him, plays the ball into Nico, flicks it behind him as he's falling over, and Cole Palmer bends it and slots it into that bottom left-hand corner. You can't tell me that if Nico Jackson was in the squad, Cole Palmer wouldn't be playing a lot better this season. It's no surprise, bro. It's no surprise that he's dropped off. Now, injuries don't help Palmer, and the team as a whole has dropped off significantly. But Nico Jackson specifically brought the best out of him, and Cole Palmer brought the best out of Nico Jackson. I want to know from people watching, people in the comments, wherever you guys are watching, do you want to see Nico Jackson back in the Chelsea team? Because there's no shot of us getting an elite striker in the summer unless you do go get a Xabi Alonso and then you convince an elite striker to come through. But with what money? Right? You're going to have to sell somebody big in order to get somebody of like a Victor Osimhen style type striker, bro. That's what you're going to have to do. But Nico Jackson, I think, needs to come back into the squad. He's going to earn his spot back. Liam Delap and Mark Guiu won't be in the squad anymore. You have João Pedro, Nico Jackson, and Omega as your three strikers. I would be okay with that. Me personally, I would be okay with that. It's not mediocre, but it's also not world class. But You can build the other positions around those three strikers, and you're going to see them start to become much better players. João Pedro is on the brink of getting to that point where, is he world class? No, but he's a very good striker, a very good striker. You know, I saw some weird shit yesterday about how he's linked away to move to Barcelona. Pump the brakes on that. That isn't happening, right? That isn't happening. What money do Barcelona have? What are they going to do? Pull another economic lever? Craziness, man. Craziness. But let's check the temperature on these comments, bro. Chelsea should collect 40 million and move away from his drama. What drama is he bringing? So Chelsea Africa, I follow you. I fuck with you, bro. I really do. But if you're gonna start saying stuff like his drama, what drama is he bringing? If anything, you get rid of Liam Delap because all he seems like he wants to do is. But they believe that Delap is a WrestleMania champion. I mean, Liam Delap is horrible, bro. He's not cut out to be at Chelsea. I'm just saying that now. He just isn't, man. Another thing I want to touch on right here, bro. Van Hecke and Maxime Lacroix, or Lacroix, however you say his name. I'm sorry for saying that wrong. Are amongst the experienced options for Chelsea at center back this summer. How are people feeling about these two? I mean, it's another Brighton buy. And you know, I think Lacroix is not that bad, bro. Sign them both and sell Tosin, Badiashile, Disasi, Sarr, and Fofana. Exactly. Bruno is experienced, but how many titles has he won with Manchester United? I mean, he's won the League Cup, the FA Cup. I think even like the Europa League, right? That's what I'm saying. Like Crystal Palace have a couple trophies, bro. So I mean, I think that comment's crazy, bro. I've seen that John Stones is also available. I would do that. They need experience, bro. Without any bias, who is the flop of the season? Between Liam Delap and Alejandro Garnacho, bro. I mean, it's not even a question. Well, for Chelsea, right? Who's been the flop of the season in the Premier League? Can I keep it a buck with you guys? And Arsenal fans aren't going to like this. I think it's Eze. I think it's Eberechi Eze, bro. Now, is that wild to say? Maybe. But I would say since he's moved like the Arsenal, I haven't really seen the. I mean, he scored a hat trick against Spurs, right? But that doesn't really mean much right now. Look at where Spurs are in the table. That doesn't mean much. You can say Eze, you can say Isak, but he's been injured. Wiss is a good shout, bro. Honestly. But I think if you're gonna say anybody, it probably is between Garnacho and Liam Delap, which is unfortunate because they both play for Chelsea. So I mean, it is what it is. It just is what it is, bro. I mean, these are the levels that we like, man. What are you saying, bro? Clubs like Bayern, Arsenal, and Liverpool interested. Didn't think there was a chance. Anthony Gordon has a perfect blend of what Chelsea need. What you want from a winger? Much better dribbler and technical base than the runner group he gets mentioned with. I'll be honest. I mean, a lot of Chelsea fans, bro, are shitting on Anthony Gordon, but he's better than what we have. I said go get yesterday I was speaking on they need to go get Rafael Leao. Check out the video that I posted on that. But Rafael Leao is the ideal winger for me that Chelsea need to go grab this summer. They really do. You sell Garnacho, and unfortunately you sell Gittins, even though he's been injured, but you sell him and you go get Rafael Leao, and you hope that Mikhailo Mudryk can find a way back into the squad. But Anthony Gordon would not be a bad option, bro. Why? We talk about Premier League experience, right? He's played in the Premier League essentially his entire career. You need somebody on the left wing that can just do what he does. I wouldn't be upset if we signed him. A lot of Chelsea fans will, which means, I mean, it shows the levels that we're looking at in a sense, but who else is out there right now? You're not getting a Nico Williams. Rafael Leao is probably the most, in my opinion, it's probably like the most obvious signing you can go make. But Anthony Gordon would be my second or third option in terms of left wingers. My second option, even though it will never happen, I'm dreaming of a day where Manchester City put Jeremy Doku up for transfer, bro. Like, that's just me. Like, that's just a player that I rate insanely high. And you need a dribbler, bro. You need a dribbler in this team. Esteval is one dribbler. You need somebody on the other side who can just dribble, drive past defenders, and cause chaos. That's what you need from your wingers. I'm tired of these possession-based wingers who just want to sit there, do 50 million step-overs, 5 or 6 fucking cutbacks, and don't play the ball in the box. Don't take a shot on goal. Pedro Neto, even though he got the assist at the weekend, generally, Pedro Neto is that kind of winger. Pedro Neto would work perfectly at a Atletico Madrid, who right now, actually, I'm gonna get into that, right? Can we talk about this challenge right here, bro? And why Arsenal fans are over here and I'm sorry for saying this, are bitching over this? Arsenal fans, if you guys are watching, right, what are we bitching over? What are we bitching over? This is how you guys score your goals. You guys rely on set pieces, which a penalty kick is a set piece. You guys rely on that. You can even make the argument that the Victor Gyökeres penalty yesterday was soft as hell. The penalty that Atleti had, Ben White is throwing his hand down towards the ball. This right here, right? This right here, if we pause it, right? I'm gonna pause it right as his foot. That's enough contact, Eze, to go down? Really? Really? This is what I'm talking about, man. Now, people are saying Arsenal have the advantage, right? Why do they have the advantage? Because they're going back to the Emirates? They drew 0-0 against Sporting in the second leg of the quarterfinals. Atletico Madrid is better than Sporting. Atletico Madrid is going to cause problems when they go to the Emirates. Atletico Madrid on the counterattack with Lookman, with Griezmann, with Alvarez. You're telling me that Atletico Madrid won't find a way to put the ball in the back of the net against Arsenal at the Emirates? The pressure's on Arsenal in that game. What advantage do they have? Arsenal don't do well under pressure. Since when have they done well under pressure? Find me a game where they've done well under pressure since Arteta's taken charge. Find me a game. What? The FA Cup final against Chelsea, where Chelsea were down to 10 men and Pulisic is out with a hamstring injury? Yeah, no. Mikel Arteta, bro, if he doesn't get it done at the Emirates on Tuesday and then he finds a way to fumble the Premier League, Arsenal fans are going to have a lot of explaining to do. And Arteta is going to have to walk at the end of the season because there's no excuse. There's no excuse now. This is Arsenal's best chance to get to a Champions League final since they last got there against Barcelona in 2005. This is their best chance. Or was it 2006? I think it was 2006. But this is their best chance, regardless. This is their best chance to win a European trophy. If they don't do it, they're never winning it, ever, ever, ever. And I say the same thing about them in the Premier League. If they find a way to fumble this Premier League, they are never winning it, ever, ever again. You can clip me. Arsenal fans can clip me all they want. I don't give a flying fuck, bro. As a Chelsea fan, this is something that I've been continuously saying. Mikel Arteta is not going to find a way to get it done because he doesn't do well under pressure. If Atletico Madrid score first next week, Simeone is going to activate the dark arts. He's going to find a way to frustrate Arsenal, and Arsenal are going to have to find a way to score from open play. And that's when Atletico Madrid are going to make it ugly. They will slow the game down. They will do the tactical fouls. They will get in the heads, and they will silence the Emirates, right? But this is why we have to wait till next Tuesday and see what happens. In my opinion, now, this Atletico Madrid and Arsenal game may be more enticing than the Bayern Munich versus PSG game because of the stakes that are on Arsenal in this game, bro. Arsenal are under so much pressure going back to the Emirates, bro. Because if they concede first, I think they're cooked. And that kind of shit is going to trickle into the Premier League, and we all know what will happen, bro. I'm trying to tell you guys, man. Like, people think I'm talking shit because I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm like, no, I'm telling you guys exactly what I think is going to happen. Even if it was, even if I was an Arsenal fan should not be feeling good right now. Now, 1-1 away from home is great in hindsight, but with the way that this team has capitulated over the years, you can't sit there and tell me Arsenal fans are feeling that confident going back to the Emirates, bro. I had a friend of mine text me yesterday saying, we're going to finish the job at the Emirates. Are you sure about that, sir? I love you, bro, but are you sure about that? Do you trust your manager? Do you trust these players? Do you really trust these Arsenal players? I don't know, man. So if they end up going to the Champions League final, congratulations. You guys won't be beating PSG or Bayern Munich, and you guys will still have 0 European titles. Meanwhile, the only team in London that's won a Champions League will still have 2 of them. So you guys can hold that. You guys can hold that. The team that beat Real Madrid in 2021. Greece, right? Motherfucker. Jeez. So yeah, how's everyone doing this morning, bro? Like, I don't know where you guys are all watching from, but how you guys doing this morning with everything? Oh, so we also saw this. Chelsea will be playing AC Milan in Indonesia, August 8th, 2026. And I don't know when the Premier League season starts, but these preseason games, man, are absolutely insane. Like, just where we're going to. Let me go ahead and show you guys this real quick. Yeah, Chelsea versus AC Milan, August 8th, 2026 in Indonesia. Go ahead and pop over to their Instagram real quick. Yeah, we'll take a look at this. I think people probably want to see some old clips here. Let's take a look at this one right here. Is there a way to make this bigger? See, I'm not really on Instagram on my on this, but we'll go ahead and take a look at this.
Costa. Matic. Pedro. Oh, screamer!
Bro, Pedro was such an underrated player, man.
What a hit from Pedro!
Does anybody miss Pedro?
Potentially defining!
Like, does anybody miss Pedro?
Hazard, near corner, and in!
Cahill.
Gary Cahill follows at home for Chelsea, and Chelsea looks sure
I
now
love
to
watching
carry
these, man.
3 points home.
Yeah, missed the best.
They really
Chelsea
couldn't,
in 2017.
in theory at
This team was
least.
good,
Theory
bro.
and practice are very different things, but they couldn't, on the face of it, be given a smoother run in. Costa. Fabregas. Willian! Hello! Where's he come from? Off the bench, into the headlines.
We miss it, bro. We really miss it. It looks like Joe Hato is the player of the month for April, which he deserves it. Absolutely. He played exceptional in the month of April. Now, the team's been shit, but he's been, in my opinion, the standout guy in the month of April, which is great. As we saw yesterday, Millie Bright is officially retiring at the end of the season, and just like thank you for your service, girl. Honestly, like you drove me to watch like the women's game. To be honest with you, like one of the few players that was actually able to have me do that is support the women's team as well, who, in my opinion, needs more recognition. Man, really does need more recognition. But let me get off my Instagram here. Chelsea will have 5 strikers to start the 26-27 season, but 2 have to go. Liam Delap and you have to go, bro. I'm sorry. They really do. João Pedro, good. Nicholas Jackson equals all right. Liam Delap, poor. Emmanuel Omega, poor. Mark Guiu, poor. Now, I saw stats for Emmanuel Omega this season. I think he has like 5 goals or something like that. Let me go ahead and take a look real quick. This is coming from Alex Goldberg. I mean, he's an American Chelsea fan just like me. Obviously has like the bigger platform or whatever. But I will say this. He is a good voice for the American Chelsea community, bro. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So he's played in 9. Has he been injured this season? Or is he just not? So for this season, Emmanuel Omega has in 9 matches have 4 goals and 1 assist. I guess in 9 games, you got 5 goals and assists in 9 games, which in my opinion is good. I would take that as a striker. Last season, he had 14 goals and 3 assists. The season before, he had 8 goals and 1 assist, right? So I'm trying to see if he's been injured. Okay. Omega suffered a significant thigh injury in early 2025 or in early December 2025. After returning to training in late 2026, he suffered a relapse of the injury. So he's been struggling with a thigh injury for majority of the season. More than likely, and I don't know if he's going to be there for the Dutch national team in the World Cup, but if his plan is to come to Chelsea at the start of next season, then he needs to get his fitness absolutely spot on. Otherwise, he's going to struggle. Delap equals shit. Fairs, yeah. I mean, no question about that. I mean, to be honest, bro, is he good enough to play for Chelsea? I mean, he needs more game time, sure. But, I mean, is he the quality that we're looking for at the striker position? No. Chelsea need to have a top-tier striker in their setup, bro. But, yeah, I don't agree with saying that Omega is poor. He's been injured for majority of the season. Alex, he's been injured for majority of the season. To say that someone is poor then you're saying that Cole Palmer, right, is a poor player in a sense because he's been shit this season. But I've said it's because of injuries and mentally he just looks like he's shot. But his performances since he's been back have been shit. But is Cole Palmer a shit player? No. Come on, bro. He isn't. Chelsea's Premier League record before BlueCo. 2018-19 third, 2019-2020 fourth, 2020-2021 fourth, 21-22 third with BlueCo. 12th, 6th. We finished fifth last season. No. We finished fourth last season. Damn, bro. Yeah, we finished fourth last season, and we're probably on track to finish like 10th right now. Chelsea are seriously eyeing Maxime Lacroix and others to reinforce their defense for next season. I don't know. Like, do you guys think that Chelsea should go after him, or do we need somebody who has European pedigree, man? Because like I don't think he's a bad center half. In my opinion, I don't think he's that bad. I always say this: you have to get the experience from somewhere, and I just don't think he's that bad, man. I mean, Crystal Palace are having a nightmare of a season in the Premier League, but in Europe, they're in this semifinal of, I believe, the Conference League. And today, actually, the Europa League, bro, Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. I mean, bro, that is going to be a sensational game to watch. I mean, two teams who are trying to win a European trophy, Forest trying to fight off relegation. And could you imagine? I mean, Spurs did it last season, but could you imagine Forest winning the Europa League, bro, and getting into the Champions League and finishing 15th? That would be sensational, bro. That would be sensational. Honestly, it really, really would. And like these are the kind of stories that I look for. Now, realistically, as a Chelsea fan, you want Aston Villa to win the left wing is practically cursed for Chelsea. Mikhailo Mudryk cost 89 million, now suspended for football for failing the doping test. Hasn't played since November 28th, 2024. Sterling cost 50 million, sent into the bomb squad, left via an agreement to end his contract early. Jadon Sancho joined on loan. Club paid 5 million to not sign him after one and only season in blue. I'll be honest. I mean, Jadon Sancho probably would be better than what we have right now. Jamie Gittins cost 52 million, no goals in the Premier League, 2 assists, injured since January. Garnacho, probably the worst signing of the season right now, outside of Liam Delap. Signed for 40 million from Man United, and when the fans at Wembley realized he was being replaced by Palmer for the final 20 minutes against Leeds, there were a fair few. I mean, yeah, he's shit, bro. He's shit. Chelsea should sign the following players for Xabi Alonso in the summer: Alvarez, Sensi, or Hennessy, Trafford, and Barcola. Bro, Bradley Barcola is not coming to Chelsea. That'll be dope though. I ain't gonna lie, but he ain't coming to Chelsea, bro. Hennessy, I can see. Julian Alvarez, bro, would be dependent on European football, and so would Bradley Barcola too. But those two players are not gonna lower themselves and play in the Europa League, bro, or even the Conference League. They ain't doing that. Moises Caicedo versus Declan Rice, when they're put under pressure, know the difference. So this is another thing I want to talk about here, right? After this clip plays, I'll go over it. In my, I can talk about it now. In my opinion, Declan Rice and Moises Caicedo don't play the same position. I think the real comparison needs to be Enzo Fernandez and Declan Rice. That's just me. I want to know in like the chat, the comments or whatever, bro. Like, am I crazy for comparing those two, or is it more or less that Enzo and Declan Rice should be the ones who are being compared to? And if I'm being real on who's having the better season overall, I mean, Arsenal are higher up in the table, But Declan Rice, to me, I mean, if we're just going off of this one clip, Declan Rice is a sensational player, bro. But I think the comparison needs to be Enzo versus Rice, not Caicedo versus Rice. I think they play two different positions and they do two different things for their teams. Martin Zubamendi and Caicedo, you can make that comparison with, I think. But when Declan Rice has the ability to push up the pitch and get involved in the attacks, that's kind of what Enzo Fernandez does. Just saying. Yeah, I keep seeing this shit go around that Atletico Madrid haven't lost at home in Europe. Chelsea beat them in Europe in 2021. But nobody wants to give us credit. It's almost like the 2021 Champions League team is just forgotten about. And the teams we had to go through to win that. Atletico Madrid, Benfica, Real Madrid, and then Man City. Atletico Madrid had never lost a Champions League knockout game against an English side in their own stadium. Now, actually, was that game played? I don't think that game was played in Madrid, right? I think this is why people are saying this, right? This is why people are saying this, because it says right here, the first leg of the 2021-21 UEFA Champions League round of 16 match between Atletico Madrid and Chelsea was played in the National Arena in Bucharest, Romania on February 23rd, 2021. The match was moved to this neutral venue because of COVID travel restriction prohibiting travel from the UK to Spain. So this is why people are saying this. Now, in hindsight, Atletico Madrid have lost a home tie in the knockout stages, but not in their own stadium. This is what people are talking about here. This was played in Bucharest, guys. So that's why people are saying that. Yeah, we beat them in the group stage in 2017, where Michy Batshuayi scores that late goal where Peter Drury goes, still, absolute still, Chelsea still. Like, that's what happened. Like, I was watching that game live in my living room, ran out the door screaming out of the house, like, yeah! Like, I could not believe it, bro. I could not believe that shit, bro. I couldn't believe that they found a way to win, because that game, and if there's a way to watch it without the commentary, I'll watch that shit again, because it's great. It's one of my favorite games as a Chelsea fan, to be honest with you. Antonio Conte's second season, I believe. Let me go ahead and see if I can find that. Oh, give me a second. Get off there. I'm just trying to find it real quick. It's still one of like the great games, dude. Like in the Champions League. I think unfortunately I'm gonna have to mute the commentary, but the commentary is just great, dude. Give me a second. See if I can do this. Nah, I'll probably have to go to this one right here. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it shows the score line. I think the problem with these is like it shows the score line in the commentary. Stuff like this. Honestly, like, can we stop tripping out over stuff like this? Like, as a content creator and as a streamer, I want to be able to watch these things without being freaking copyright, bro. Like, honestly, I really do. It's freaking annoying, dude.
Low sense of gravity.
Running up Juan Fran. Done by Hazard and fizzed into the side netting. He's ready for this. Moses. Partey. Bakayoko. Hazard, it's delightful. Morata!
Well,
the half right again. He's had a few sizes already.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the beating of the skipper Gordon.
Morata. Hazard! Oh, he's thundered that against the post from 25 yards out and nobody twitched.
Oh, the goalkeeper Oblak did not move. He was rooted to the spot.
Chelsea on a ground where the hosts have yet to concede a goal. Where they... Partey. It's a high foot, I think, from Kante. Challenged by Alonso, and the referee, I think, after
people
flicked in by Griezmann.
Really does.
Godin, Hernandez wasn't sure, Kante has snatched it back. Felipe Luis does just about enough. And was it Morata who threw in a foot, which causes him to be penalised? Luis, and Morata! Required Oblak to turn it over.
What a ball from David Luiz. Oh, he's pinged it.
Fabregas, Kante, Hazard, and wrapped up again by Jan Oblak. Alonso, Hazard. Alonso, Hazard.
I still react the same way I react.
The first half, the vast majority of which have been played inside the Atletico half. The team is afforded a clearing free kick for that push by Morata. To have been dropped at home to Burnley, rather chaotic. Correa, Juan Fran, he's got a yard here. Griezmann, Courtois lost it behind him, and Cahill has hacked it away. Let's go. Sight of goal. The shot deflected away by Lucas Hernandez forward.
Antoine Griezmann, bro. I mean, he's one of my favorite players of this generation. He's such a silky footballer, bro, and I appreciate what he's done for the game, especially for Atleti. Now, when he went to Barcelona for that, what was it, 120 million? It was a mistake. I felt like the treatment that he got once he moved to Barcelona was fair. But since he's come back, I think he's repaired all the bridges that he burned when he went to Barca, and I hope for him. Now, Atletico Madrid aren't going to win the Champions League, but if they find a way to win the Champions League, he may go down as their greatest ever player. I think he's their all-time leading goal scorer. So he may go down as their greatest ever player. And rightfully so. Because he's a joy to watch. And his celebrations are some of my favorite in the sport. You know, the whole L thing, this shit right here, the guitar, all that, bro. He is sensational, man. I love Antoine Griezmann. He's one of my favorite players, man.
Courtois comes, and the referee has pointed at the spot.
At the time of watching it, I thought
and has shown a yellow card to David Luiz. Antoine Griezmann, who scored the first domestic goal in this ground. Griezmann steps up and cracks the first continental goal at at the Metropolitano. And 5 minutes out from half-time on opening European night, Atletico lead the English champions by a goal to nil. Fabregas with the Chelsea free kick, aimed at Luis. Belted by Alonso. Deflection might have screwed it anywhere. As it is, it's bounced behind for a corner. Saved forward again by Moses. Hit by Bakayoko. And then by Cahill. Fire a deflection behind for yet another set piece. Coquet! Out by Courtois! Who really should have doubled Atletico's lead.
He could have scored that.
A 1-1 draw at Valencia that year. On match day 2. Who is going to step up? Fabregas. Morata fouled by Partey, and the card's out.
Home crowd.
Correa fouled by Cahill. There's deep free kick. Alniguez. Morata. Bounces off Godin. In by Morata for Kante. Moses. As Piliqueta, Morata couldn't stretch for it.
Great ball from...
Lifted towards Moses, out by Felipe Kante. Morata. Not too physical in the face of Juan Fran.
Acting like he got shot.
Seaman.
Leaning off Griezmann, who left a little in. And he's going to have his name taken.
He was one of the most powerful players here.
You're going to see Hazard pick the ball further up the field though and run.
As for Hazard, Moses arriving. Victor Moses spearing a shot. Rondo Black and beyond his far post. Hazard. Teasing Juan Fran in towards Morata. That's a gem. That is a gem. And the first opponent to score at Atletico's new home is a man with Real Madrid roots. For Chelsea, Alvaro Morata with the deftest. Fabregas could be in here. Morata, Hazard, Fabregas off.
I just think he lost.
He didn't know whether to take it with his left.
But those black
Hazard.
jerseys were playing.
Nibble at the back of his ankles.
And Golo Conte was playing crazy ways.
Koke's take, Godin's header. Whistle's gone.
Next.
Partey, 10 years since he scored 6 goals in his first Champions League campaign with Liverpool. Somewhere. So there's going to have to be some transfer activity out. Move. Face to face with Koke. In by Hazard. All the way through to Kante, who's made a yard and got a shot away. And squeezed it just the wrong side of the near post.
You see there, Koke was showing Hazard down the line. You obviously...
Morata, goal side of Lucas. Alvaro Morata all the way, and then it dribbles dispiritingly wide.
Never seen him score the goal the weekend against Stoke City.
Bakayoko has lost it here to Torres. Gaitan one way, Griezmann the other. Torres went for goal. Too much for Gaitan. Foul on Moses and a free kick for Chelsea.
You've got a set piece on tonight.
Scored in the seconds leading up to half-time. Could have changed the dynamic of the game. That's a push by Cahill at the back of Griezmann. Alniguez. Again, comfortably enveloped by...
To give the ball away in their own final third.
By the man whose goal made Chelsea champions in the spring, Michy Batshuayi. Torres with time to turn. Nibbled that right on the edge of the penalty area. Gaitan with a cross on by Felipe Luis. Then Willian, who's given it back here to Griezmann, and you don't want to do that.
I'd like to see the challenge.
Aimed it at Torres, who tried something fancy.
This was the season before.
Yes. Jimenez hit one high. We hope for a corner, wasn't forthcoming. It's for Chelsea. Neither of those, of course, gimmies. There's a foul on Luis, which should eat up more time. Alonso Kante, Bakayoko, Alonso, Batshuayi, still, wonderful steal for Chelsea, and Conte, as good as it gets on the Continental Road, 93 minutes, and they have beaten the hitherto insuperable Atletico Madrid on their own.
Bring back the glory
pitch.
days, man. Bring
What
back these
about
days.
it? They have come
And
and
to this
visited
day, I believe
Atletico Madrid and done what no English club has previously ever done on Atletico territory. Do not underestimate how good that is. Do not underestimate how hard Costa will have felt it. And
That's what I'm saying, man. It's like, these are the things that I just wish, like, we're back at this club, bro. I really do. But again, you know, with the ownership that we have now, like, we ain't seen stuff like that for a very long time. But unfortunately, or fortunately for us Chelsea fans, we can go back and look at these moments and just be like, damn, this is how good we used to have it, right? I whipped up some sick art for a streamer. Want to peep it? Maybe in a little bit. But yeah, guys, I really do appreciate everyone watching, everyone tuning in, everybody that is just, you know, here, right? Like it's not really about people like talking or just sending comments. It's just people watching, people just seeing what I have to say. And it means a lot. I'm really trying to get my channel to grow. I'm really trying to be a voice out here for not just the Chelsea community, but more or less like for the American community that are Chelsea fans out here. I know we have Alex Goldberg and we have a few other people out there, but particularly on the West Coast, given how far away I am from West London, I want to be one of the people out here that actually gives good opinions, and I know what I'm talking about, I feel like. And you know, it means a lot when people actually, you know, tune in, they just watch, hear what I have to say, whether you agree with me or not. What matters is that you guys are hearing my opinion. And just for being on this side of the pond, being about 5,000 miles away, I want to be one of the voices on the West Coast of the United States for Chelsea. So I'm going to go ahead and do some shameless plugs for myself here real quick, because it's the right thing to do. If, you know, as of right now, I am on the road to 2,000 subs. I would really appreciate it if you guys could smash like the like button on the stream, check out my videos, all that stuff. You know, my content is going to get better over time. I'm going to get more comfortable and everything like that. I've been doing this now for about 5 months. And, you know, every single day I feel more and more confident to get behind this camera, grab this microphone right here, and just speak on how I feel about what's going on at this club that I love dearly, and it's part of my life. It's in my blood. My dad was a Manchester United fan, and my favorite player growing up was Cristiano Ronaldo. So, you know, my dad, who's no longer here, Noah's watching me, and I know is looking down on me saying, like, son, you're doing a fantastic job with what you're doing. And I'm hoping to continue his legacy and continue his name going forward. And, you know, things are going to be happening this year. Things are going to be happening at the end of the year that I'm very, very proud of. You know, Chelsea Football Club has really brought out emotions in me that I never thought I would have in the 25, almost 25 years now that I've been a fan of this club. And one day I want to be able to pass this down to my kids and say, like, being a fan of this club is absolutely worth it, but BlueCo have to get out because I don't want to subject my kids to this kind of criticism or like to this kind of mediocrity, right? I grew up watching this team win silverware, beat the big teams, be in the biggest games, and, you know, sign the best players. And hopefully at some point we can get our Chelsea back and we can actually start feeling good about Chelsea games again, feeling good about the players. Because for me personally, a lot of these players on this team, I absolutely do love, like Cole Palmer, like Enzo Fernandez, like Caicedo, like Cucurella, like João Pedro, right? Like Esteval. You feel me? Like those kind of players, Levi Colwell, Reece James. Like I love these players, man. I really, really do. And I just want to see them be successful in their careers while they're playing for Chelsea. And at some point, I really want this club to actually wake the fuck up, turn it around, and give me a reason to be excited again for Chelsea games. Obviously, I'm excited for the Forest game on Monday. I'm excited for the FA Cup. I get up for every Chelsea game, no matter how shit we are, because it's my chance to get away from reality for about 2.5 hours and just enjoy the sport I love at the end of the day. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. Got my real job here in about an hour and 20 minutes. Need to start getting my mind shifted in that direction. But I'll probably have a video. My preview for Forest versus Chelsea will probably be done on Sunday at some point. I want to hear the press conference. I think the press conference actually, if I can pull over to that, I forgot where I saw it actually. Also, the music I have in the background, I'm going to plug them. Or plug her, actually. Glitch City has a current live stream up of lo-fi video game music beats. I recommend you check out her stuff. She does exceptional work on video game music, and she remixes it into lo-fi beats, upbeat music. Whatever you're looking for, this lady does it. So go ahead and check her out. Glitch City, GLITCH City. Go ahead and take a look at that. But one last thing I want to do here is Callum McFarland's press conference. Let's go ahead. Callum McFarland's pre-Nottingham press conference is scheduled to be held 1:30 tomorrow UK time. So tomorrow, Friday, he will have it. He'll have the team news, everything like that. So hopefully we have a good amount of players there. Hopefully Cole Palmer is available, and hopefully he starts in this game. I know I've said I want him dropped, but at this point in the season, I just want to see our best 11 out there. Reece James and Levi Colwell. I saw something yesterday where there's a possibility that both of these players could be ready for the FA Cup final. Levi Colwell maybe will be in the squad for that game. Reece James maybe in the squad for that game. But if they're available and they're ready, I'm inserting Levi Colwell into that starting 11, and I'm putting Reece James back on that right-hand side. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I'm gonna do one more refresh on here to see if there's anything else I want to. Those who know Callum McFarland say he has found aspects of the sudden limelight difficult, particularly during a period of anger among Chelsea supporters. I mean, Chelsea supporters aren't happy with where the club is going. So, it's not his fault. It isn't even his fault. He got a result last weekend. So, I mean, it's not his fault. And it really wasn't even on Liam Rosenior, bro. It's on the board. Bro, don't play with me. Like, this is what I'm saying. We need official confirmation, but this is coming from this person here. Justin, Xabi Alonso and Chelsea FC on verge of full agreement. Chelsea are now very close to finalizing a deal for Xabi Alonso to become their new manager. Clearly, Capital are prepared to hand full control over recruitment ahead of the 2026-27 window. Final details being sorted. Alonso to Chelsea is imminent. Come on, man. I mean, I'm not in support of him coming. Just curious, why not? Alonso's done really well so far. Top tactical coach. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Chelsea Africa. Why aren't you in support? I mean, I don't know how far. I don't know how. Until I see official confirmation and there's a here we go type of shit, I'm not believing it. But Chelsea Africa, why are you not in support of a guy like Xabi Alonso coming in? This is what I'm saying. Like, who else is out there? You better not say like Marco Silva. Xabi Alonso is the top target for a club that's looking for a manager right now. He's the top option. Maybe Cesc Fabregas. That's who like I would like to see. But Xabi Alonso is the top candidate right now. Because Liverpool are going to keep Arne Slot. It looks like because they're basically safeguarded in the top 5. But for me, I need a better explanation on why you feel like he's not the right man for the job when he would probably be the ideal guy, and and what we're looking for in this club is in identity. That's what we need right now. Like there's no other reasoning for it. Like we need in identity, bro. Yeah. And then it's like, no. See, Jane Chelsea, right? That's your name, right? The problem with what people are having with this post is that it's this right here. It's this right here. Clear Lake Capital are prepared to hand Alonso full control over a recruitment ahead of this summer window. Jane Chelsea. I don't know how many followers. You have 5,000 followers, right? Now, if you were a journalist and you were over here and you were a top tier journalist, but journalism is in the mud, whether it's out here in America, journalism period is just horrific nowadays. Clear Lake and BlueCo are not going to hand full control over to any manager. They're not. They're just not. And this is where, right, people are going to have a hard time believing that. Now, if reports are true that Xabi Alonso is actually interested in the job, then you need to actually allow this man to take full control. Otherwise, he's not going to sign on. This is why people are saying that there's no, like, this may not happen because this board has not shown that they're willing to let managers they're not willing to, I can't speak right now. This board has not proven that they will allow a manager to be a part of the recruitment strategy. It just won't. What if Arsenal wins the Champions League? I mean, I hate the LA Dodgers, and they've won back-to-back World Series titles, and it's been miserable. If Arsenal win the Champions League and they don't win the Premier League, I would probably lose my mind, bro. Honestly. One social media video questions Callum McFarlane and his staff links to Joe Shields, accusing them of benefiting from nepotism. It has been viewed more than 600,000 times. It does not mention he worked at Fulham, Crystal Palace, and Tromsø. Okay. Would you Pedro Neto stats for Chelsea? Would you keep or sell him in the summer? I'd sell him because he's probably one of the players you can get a good amount of money for. I think Pedro Neto's gone in the summer, and I think there's already teams lining up for his services. And the World Cup is going to be a chance for him to prove his value, and Chelsea are going to probably sell. I would sell him because I don't think he's been nearly as good enough. I don't think he's taken his opportunities nearly enough, honestly. Chelsea play at 3 p.m. UK time on Monday. This is because of a bank holiday. Yeah. That's why we're playing on Monday, which I'm okay with. I'm off on Monday. And out here on the West Coast, that's 7 a.m. So, yeah, I'll be up and watching that. I was just watching this right now. Having this current Chelsea wingers makes us realize it wasn't that bad at all. No. And Timo Werner, bro, out here in the Bay Area playing for the Earthquakes, man. The San Jose Earthquakes I think have the best record in MLS right now, bro. And the Earthquakes have been shit for the longest time, but they are looking sensational, dude, right now. Absolutely sensational. Genuinely curious, why isn't Wesley Fofana getting more scrutiny? I'm not convinced he's the answer for the team, but it seems like a lot of fans rate him highly. Bro, I'm one of the people on this platform who says that he's a joker, that he's not a serious footballer. He has more points on his driving record than Chelsea do have points in the Premier League. Like, he's he's injury prone. I mean, he's one of the main guys I'm looking to move on in the summertime, and you'll probably get something for him, but you're not going to get that 60 million back you paid Leicester 3 or 4 years ago. You're not going to get it. I remember that goal. And Donny Iraola is Chelsea's next manager next season. Just bookmark it. I don't know about that. How did Arsenal go from playing like this to becoming Corner FC? Because their manager, bro. Is that still Arteta there? Yeah. Because Arteta is a caveman, man. That's why. With the Mudryk 4-year ban currently under, do you think he will ever play for Chelsea? If Paul Pogba, like I said in the beginning of this stream, if Paul Pogba can get an 18-month ban for a similar charge, there's no reason why Mykhailo Mudryk couldn't get that same punishment. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get on out of here. Got work in about an hour or so. So I'll see you guys in the next stream. I appreciate everyone watching. I appreciate everyone chiming in, tuning in, doing all that cool stuff. I'll probably be up tomorrow with the stream, reacting to whatever I see over the next 24 hours. And yeah, man, for the people watching on Twitter, for the people watching on YouTube, for the people watching on Twitch, and wherever you're watching on your phone, TV, computer, wherever, I appreciate all the love and support. I appreciate everything, man. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go make my money, and we'll see you guys in the next stream, man. Peace out, peace and love. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay cool. Enjoy your family. Take care of your mental health. Take care of yourself, most importantly. And if you have kids, go be with your kids, man. I love you guys. And up the Chelsea, keep the blue flag flying high. And BlueCo, get the fuck out of my